Welcome back to part number 2 of episode 1 of the Stockcar podcast. If you haven't seen part number 1 yet, then click here to go and watch that. And if you have, then sit back and enjoy this one. Absolutely poo myself.
Yes.
I've never been so scared in my life.
I think I was more scared.
Yeah.
They told me to get a Nova, so I went and bought a Starlet.
You there with the
You had to stand there and draw it out, like an oil painting. Oh, damn, I've done that wrong. I went the wrong way with that.
Yeah. I think it's driving, mate.
Yeah, just drive
Grow
the thing
some,
with
will
you.
you? And drive it.
Just drive it.
Yeah.
How did racing start for you, Jack?
Karting. I don't know what happened now.
Oh no, it was
That-
Reading.
Yeah,
How old was you?
I was 7 when I started karting. Dad, I've always wanted to do oval racing when I started, but I don't know. I don't know how Dad got the idea of karting, but he ended up buying a kart anyway.
Because your man raced saloons, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he went to-
they come from Oval, so
Yeah, he raced at Ringwood, and they were called not like
Saloon
the rods,
stocks.
special
Oh,
rods.
super rods.
Special rods, I think they're called
That
down
was
there.
it.
But yeah, we went down to the local kart track, got speaking to someone down there, ended up buying his kart, and then
Jeff got sucked in.
yeah, that is
Like
so
everyone
easy
does
to
at
get sucked
karting.
into karting, so easy,
Like everyone does it.
and he spent a lot of money. But yeah, ended up a good career in that, and then my heart's always been into stock cars. I've always loved them, watched them, and I kept going with my uncle a few times. Kept drilling it into my dad, and he's like, I'm not doing it. If you want to do it, you can do it, but I'm not doing all that stuff on the ground, getting dirty and sitting in
He's
puddles
been there
again.
and done it, hasn't
Yeah, he said he's been there, done that. So if you want one, you can get one, but I'm not interested in that side anymore. So ended up getting one. Loved it from straight away.
he? You hired one, didn't you?
Yeah, I hired Clark's car, didn't I? That Civic.
How was that to sit in?
Oh,
Clark is a big boy. He's not small. A little old Jack Mail.
it was wet and all. It's
18,
horrible.
18 years old, whatever you was.
It was
wasn't
horrible.
You sit, I bet he's like that in Clark's
I
car.
was pushing myself up on the footrest, trying to see over the bonnet, because it was that was how low it was. It was horrible. But I had a good meeting in the wet there. It was absolutely torrential.
Where was
man.
that?
Aldershot. You know how
I
wet
know.
it gets with that puddle in the pit corner.
That meeting you done.
That was
Aldershot.
bad.
yeah.
Mm.
Did I win?
Was that the meeting? No, it was after that, wasn't it?
You wasn't there that day.
I was on holidays.
I might have been then.
I think I had a yellow roof on.
You was there at my
He was
first
in the
meeting.
course. He was in the course of B. He was
Yeah.
in the course of B.
I don't know if I knew you back then.
I think I was
Not
doing all
really.
right.
That wasn't the same
Probably.
year, was it?
2014.
Might have been.
Might have been.
That was bad.
There's-
I mean, I think it is. 'Cause you was in the blue and silver one.
Blue and
weren't you?
There-
silver Civic, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like photos of the car, and like it's just like
Yeah, but it was
the,
bad. Really
there was
bad.
just spray coming off it.
Yeah, really bad.
I was absolutely drowned.
I can't remember why I weren't there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Dad went out there, and that first meeting, Dad was out there. With
Yeah.
It was horrendous, wasn't it?
Well,
I think I found a
How'd you
wet
get on?
setup in the end.
I started at the back like you normally do in the first meeting, didn't you? Did you or not?
Shithouse.
Yeah. Did you or not?
No,
What?
I was off the front, boy.
What in the mini
Yeah.
when you first started?
Did I start off the back in my first ever mini at Arena?
No,
No, I was always at the front, boy.
All right.
it's non-contact though.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Don't say that!
Stop stitching me up, Dad.
Yeah, they couldn't hit me then.
Yeah.
He was too little to put in contact
Yeah.
thing. He's my little boy, and I'm just like, he's not gaining contact. He can.
We'll get on to that. We'll get on to
Yeah.
that. Go on.
What's that?
Go on
The
then.
first meeting.
Yeah.
I started back of racing. I think there was probably 30 cars there if I remember right.
Probably about that time.
And I think I got top 10 in one of the races, and the rest of them was.
But I think coming from karting to be able to hit someone.
Oh, I loved it. Actually hitting someone and getting like you're allowed to do it, get away with it. In karting, you can't.
Not
do
worry about your
I bet he was
bumpers.
like,
it. Yeah, it was. I loved it.
Not
I was
worry
like,
about your
Dad,
bumpers
I'm
going
getting
down."
one now. Yeah, karting. It used to be alright in karting. You used to get away with it, but then they brought in these drop down nose cones. So every time you hit someone, it goes into the bumper,
And you
and
lose
you get a
places,
penalty,
didn't
didn't
you?
you? 5 or 10 second penalty.
Yeah.
You had a few goes in. Well, you had a go in mine, didn't you?
Yeah.
Kart. That was
Them
a funny
things.
day.
If anyone's never had a go in a proper Rotax 125 go-kart, I highly recommend having a go. I'd
Talk
love
about it earlier, weren't
I'd
we?
love for you to have a go in one of them because you're sitting that far off the floor And you're going quicker than we are in 1300s.
They're rapid.
Like, they pull. They're quick.
You know, done the old spinneroonie, didn't
A few
you?
donuts, yeah. But never driven real drive before.
You're supposed to do that at the end of the race, not the first corner.
Just celebrating.
Once you won.
Celebrating as soon as I went
Well,
out. But
You loved it, though, didn't you?
yeah, I did really enjoy it. It
Oh,
takes
good.
takes out, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
Knackered. Couldn't feel your hands, could you?
no, you know, like indoor karting, 10 times worse. I come off and I was like,
Better.
Yeah.
it's better experience. But I come off and I was like, Jeff,
You can't even open your hands.
I cannot move my hands.
It's bad.
Like they're just stuck like that for a couple of minutes, and I was like, finally, like it just took every bit out of my arms and my hands,
Yeah,
and
it's hard
my
work.
body,
Yeah.
throwing that
It's
go
hard
kart
work.
round.
I'm over it.
You don't want to have a go.
Yeah. Too old. I don't know.
I'd love to see him in the endurance that we've done at Milton Keynes.
Oh, my God.
I told you, didn't I? 20 minutes, not even that, and I
my
pulled in the
God.
pits. I was like, I can't do no more
That's
because
bad.
then your times just get worse and worse because you can't hold on to the cart.
Yeah.
So
They wouldn't leave me, would they? I don't know, about
They-
half an
they'll
hour.
Leave you to do like 2 hours stint.
No.
No.
I was the quickest one there, obviously, because I done karting, not being cocky or anything, but I've done karting there. And they left me out there, and I was getting towards the end of my stint, and I was like, I'm ready to come in now. Come round, they was there the whole half an hour. Come round, and then...
half hour, it was about 20 minutes.
They kept waving you
well,
on.
it was half an hour. It was
That's
a good
20
half an
minutes.
hour.
Were they waving you on? Keep going.
No, they disappeared. I was going to come round and go, yeah, one more
Went
lap,
for
and I was
some
like, where are they? Come round again, literally going down the straight like... Next lap. Not there. I was like, oh my... I literally cannot physically do one more lap. Literally going down the straight, letting my hands off the wheel, like... Come round. Where are they?
We was getting food.
Yeah, getting food. Went round again, I was like, thank God for that. They're all there like that.
We were eating, and he goes, all right, yeah, go on. Then. But yeah, because like he,
I come off and I had a few swear words were being chucked around then, I think.
yeah,
Bottom lip going.
Where the... Where?
because we're all standing on the side. So obviously, if you want to do like you say, you got 2 more laps left in you,
Yeah.
you come past and go like that. So then the next person will get ready.
I had half
But
a lap in me, I
As you
think.
say, you're going round, and there's no one there, and you are hanging. And there's this. Really,
Harry done 45 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, he done the
Did
last
he?
stint, and he went the whole 45
Did-
minutes.
Has he done karting before?
Yeah.
He's had a go,
He's
yeah.
done gearbox karting as well. Even
His
faster.
first go in a kart was a gearbox one.
Where is it?
They're fast. They're faster than what I had.
They are ridiculous.
But we wanted Charlie to go out for the last 10 minutes to go following the leaders. He was going to, because matey boy had a pop at Jack. Because on the start of it, this is me, Charlie, Harry, and Jack. And at the start, these people are proper serious about their team racing, like the endurance racing. We went there. We was like, we do top 3. There's 20 teams. Was there 20 teams? Something like that?
Yeah.
We was like, we do top 3.
I say more teams so it makes it sound a bit better.
How many? No, 20
Say more.
teams. We'd be happy with a top 3. So we went there and we all done 10 minutes practice each. And after we come off, it was like, yeah, we'll go for a top 10. We were shocking. Only Jack obviously he was about fastest. I think.
Qualified 6, yeah.
So then he put it on pole for us in the qualifying time. He was like, you go out and qualify. Put it on pole for us. No,
6.
put it on 6 for us, sorry. And within the first lap, he come out in first place. And we was like, yes, go on, boy,
Smashed
buzzing. Come out in first place. This is obviously from all his experience doing road tax karting and whatnot. And this mate in second, he was desperate to win it. It was between 2 teams the whole night. And he was sat behind Jack. And every time Jack he come up past Jack, China, he was just weaving. He was like... And then he was going all frustrated like
He got past you, didn't he? I lunged him straight back.
Yeah,
And
so
then
he
he's
got
like,
past.
Everyone, they say, oh, go on, yeah.
Every time Jack he went past Jack would just send a lunge at him. Nice lunge, good lunge, but mate obviously not expecting it.
Slip it up the inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
lovely.
as they're about to go in the hairpin like that,
Get
Jack
so
would just cut the
frustrated.
inside and just go like that, lock it, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the end he come in like 50 minutes early than what he wanted to. They wanted to do an hour each of the 4 hours, and he come in 50 minutes early.
All kicking off.
And because they had 3 drivers, they didn't have to do a proper swap, so he ran around his kart 5 times. Yeah, so then he ended up going mid-pack just to get away from Jack. So, and the whole time when one of us were coming in the pits to fuel up, because you had to fuel up, this team would come up behind and waving their arms at us, because they tell us you have to go really slow. And Charlie got in trouble for it, didn't he?
Yeah, he got
And
pulled in
mate
again.
was behind
Yeah.
Harry, because we said, Harry, just go slow, because they're telling everyone off. Like, they'd make you wait there for ages. Harry's going slow, mate's behind him going, yeah, like that. So he was like, right, Charlie, you do the last 10 minutes and you follow him straight in. And it was like, Harry was like, come off.
He's like, no, I'm all right.
He's like, no, I'm all right. I'm like, no, come off.
Come on.
And Charlie's suited up.
Charlie's
with
buzzing
helmet on.
as
He's
well,
like,
isn't
I'm
he?
going to get him.
We
I'll
read
wait
him up.
for
We
to get
read
him.
him up to go. Charlie proper.
But they were being
filling it
proper
into
snobby
him.
about it. Like, it's not.
They are
it's not the
moany
World
though, aren't they?
Championship. Do you know what I mean? It's not proper karting.
Yeah, how bad he was when he won, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was
Where
like
the
he won the world
champions are
final.
playing and going around with a flag. And
It's very
Yeah,
silly. But maybe
God.
we're just in their world and we don't really.
it's just karting in it.
Yeah, that is karting all over, and it's not even proper karting, is it?
No.
But for us to be
Funny.
allowed to have a go in it, it's definitely not proper karting.
I'm
Anyway,
surprised
yeah.
they let non-karting people go now because they are rapid.
They are
aren't
ridiculous
Even them
fast.
ones are rapid.
Were
It'd
they?
be worth having a go. I don't know if you'd hold on to
Yeah,
it.
I'll have a
but
go.
It'd be worth to have a go.
What, you're
innit?
saying I'm not strong?
No, but like
Well,
I'm
you-
saying, the
Yeah.
first corner, right? You have to hold it flat out, and I'm going into the corner like that, and I'm coming out like.
How's it
nearly- coming out nearly uncontrollable, right next to tyres like that, and I'm like, if I hit one of these, it's gonna spin, and I'm gonna go like. They
Yeah.
are flat out. But yeah, it was hard work. So we
Mind
wasn't
you,
in no rush to go back.
when we went karting in Tenerife,
Mm.
you just,
I was a lot lighter then.
yeah, you were. Yeah,
I
but
don't know if I'd be able
What
to do
ha-
that now.
he fastest thing out there.
Have you never thought about doing karting or anything with him?
Yeah.
You have? Thought
Yeah,
about it?
he weren't up for it. He didn't want to
Really?
know. So do you want to do karting or do you want to go in with the adults? And no, I want to do 1300s.
Yeah? Did you?
I
I
love
never knew that.
contact.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
never
no, I
knew
think when he was 15, I said, do you want to keep doing this or do you want to, should we get
Oh,
a
really?
kart and just do bottom league, whatever?
Really?
He was like, nah.
No,
This
I
is-
prefer
this
to
is
hit
for
it.
I like the
this is-
contact.
Yeah, once I went to Speedworth Minis, I was.
He had
I
a
was
little,
all over-
little taste of
little
contact
taste of
and he was
contact
like,
and I was all
Yeah.
over it.
nope, this is for me.
I was going from the
It is a buzz,
non-contact,
isn't it?
going from the non-contact arena minis. Like, I learnt my racecraft and learnt how to drive and learnt this, learnt that, and then we made the switch to Speedworth Minis against. Like, as an arena mini stock driver, you think they're top drivers. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
You look at them and they come visit us at arena. They're top drivers.
Mm.
Speedworth drivers, top
Sid,
drivers.
wasn't it? Is it Sid?
Sid, Georgie
I like
Bolt,
Yeah, well,
Tyler Collison, Ollie Skills. A lot of these names here are big names.
Polly.
Polly, I raced with Ryan Polly as well, big name.
What's he
Finnegan,
doing now?
he does circuit racing.
Circuit
Yeah.
racing.
But yeah, anyway, before we get to that, you're racing, Papa.
Oh, mine.
And I'm going to start your racing off with, sorry, Mum, but taking your ex-girlfriends to go see stock cars
Right,
and
and-
bangers at Wimbledon.
And my wife was girlfriend. Yeah, well, I used to go to Wimbledon.
That was a local track for me.
Yeah, I had a Mark 1 Escort and stuff. No, actually, I got that when I was
Should have kept that.
So, yeah, I know.
Well, fortune now, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the time, like XR2s come out, front wheel drive Fiestas, and all this sort of thing, and it's like I'm in a crappy Mark 1 Escort.
Rear-wheel drive. Crappy rear-wheel drive Mark 1 Escort. Oh,
Yeah,
how times
exactly.
have changed.
How much do they them lot of money now? They aren't they?
You're better off asking Benham or Brad
Yeah.
than Dad, probably.
Well, I've seen them for 15 grand, but if you wanted to get a decent one, like
How much do they back then? You buy one.
we bought my one for £65.
Oh, not 64, no.
65.
£65. That's mental.
Tracy bought it.
Oh.
But yeah, no. Before that, I had Cortinas and all that sort of thing. But I used to go and watch at Wimbledon, watch the stock cars. Not well. No, I didn't
It's
used to
all
go.
bangers back now. isn't it?
Yeah,
It's always bangers to new. To new
I'm lying.
fans.
it was there was a load of escorts in the. They were national hot rods then, and there was like escorts and I suppose starlets and stuff. I don't know really. There was Mark II escorts, Mark 1 escorts, because I had escorts and stuff. So I sort of used to go, and they was all smart and used to fly around Ipswich, round Wimbledon. Yeah, I just changed to Ipswich there, but used to fly around Wimbledon.
Did
so
you go Ipswich back in the day?
no,
No.
I don't think I
Right.
did.
Okay.
No,
Too
Wimbledon.
far.
Yeah, I didn't really know that much about it, but
How did you
But-
first go to a meeting then?
That's what I was going to say. Is who did you do it off your own back?
yeah,
What you just
my
did
my
you see
first
did you see a flyer? Because it wouldn't have been the internet then.
no,
It's in the old
it
newspaper,
was-
didn't
How do
Some-
you know
somebody
about
else
that?
was going.
Somebody who's never had a
Just
family
for
to
his-
go to it.
Most
Yeah,
is word of
somebody
mouth
else was
anyway, innit?
going, Somebody else was going,
Yeah.
and I went with them. But before that, I think I was like 17 or something, and I think it was called like Presswood or something. There was like a track in a field, and
I remember you telling me this actually.
yeah, and there's some guy, one of my mates that I used to hang out with. A guy down the road, his garage, he had a garage, and down the back alley, and this other mate further down, he had a garage. He had a Mark II Escort, and he put a roll cage in it and everything, and he would go in this field, like it was near where we live. Like if you head out towards High Wycombe, it was real hillbilly. Anyway,
Tongham.
I think it was called Presswood. Anyway, he let me have a go, and brilliant. But I could never afford to do any of it, and so anyway, then it was them, I think, used to go to watch at Wimbledon, and then I went. They told me where it was, so I went down there.
Went on their old maps.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
no
the old map book.
maps. Map book, yeah. Get lost.
Wimbledon,
Never
Well, a D4, isn't it?
never go the same way twice. You know what I mean, to get there. But and then I started going there and watching that, and that was good. But then I didn't go for years, and I just started going to the gym and did that for God knows how long. All
So
through my
it's like a bit
20s, I
like
was
me,
just
isn't it?
yeah. I never got as big as you though.
Yeah.
And
It's that coat hanger he's got left in there.
so and then I didn't go for ages, and then I had to give up doing the gym anyway. And
Met Tracy.
well, it's bad for your health. No, I met her when I was like 19.
Cheers, bud.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, another conversation for another day. Anyway, so I wanted to give up the gym, but because I've got a bit of an addictive personality and I need to do something or focus on something, that's how I operate. I just have to
Structure.
focus on something. And
Did you do that all on your own then?
Yeah.
Did you get help from parents or
No.
just on your own?
on my own. So when I was like maybe, I don't know, how old was I? 31.
2001.
Well, when you started?
Yeah.
Really?
Was it 69?
30? Well, I'm born in 69. So 2001, I was 31?
Yeah.
32, maybe.
Around
So-
that.
Don't ask us
Yeah.
for scaffolders.
So I'd started,
Unless it's
I'd
in
s-
night, if you don't know.
I started going again, went for 6 months, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to pick a formula here. I can afford to do this. And
Where was you going then? Did you go back to
Wimbledon. Yeah,
Right.
Wimbledon.
Yeah. So that's obviously the winter time.
I used to take you lot.
What,
we-
before you was even racing?
Yeah. And we went and watched a few times, and I was like, said to Mum, I think I'll do them stock rods. They look good. So, and then I went out in the pits
back then,
and
was there?
spoke to her. Yeah, well, they were. Yeah, well, they
Well, they
just,
must have just been started then.
they look
19
no.
Roughly 1998 they started,
Well,
and he started in 2001.
Oh yeah, they look too scary.
Still
Them
new.
things.
Back then they would maybe didn't,
They were fierce. Yeah.
but there were probably a lot of them back then. New formula. I don't know.
Well, they knew them.
The records that I've seen go back to 1998, but I will get
really?
somebody on
I'll
this
have to have a look,
podcast who's got a lot more history knowledge about 1300s. than me.
Anyway, yeah,
Cool,
they
that
were
was-
going, and we
Yeah.
watch them, and we're like, oh, that looks, painful.
brutal.
Yeah, brutal. Too scary for me. And I thought you'd do less work if you had a stock rod. Little did I know. And so I went out in the pits and that and spoke to Brian Smith and Smythe, and because they live near us, because it come up on the sheet.
Yeah, it will do.
Oh, they're
West
in Hayes.
Drayton,
Yeah, Hayes,
Yeah.
West Drayton, Uxbridge.
Uxbridge.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, yeah, look, they're near us.
So
So
you went and spoke to the people you
yeah.
saw that was closest to you.
yeah, I literally went out in the
Smart
pits and
man,
I was
isn't he?
like, I want to get
Clever.
one. And they told me to get a Nova, so I went and bought a Starlet.
He's got one of the best stock rod drivers
Yeah,
to ever
all right, I'll
live.
do that.
Telling
Yeah.
him something, he goes, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I know nothing, but I'm going to go against exactly what you just said."
No, well, when I looked at the price of them, I was like, what?
Yeah.
How
Swerve
much?
that one.
And the Starlets are cheap.
Yeah, cheap.
There's a
But
reason.
there was a reason, yeah.
Buy cheap, buy twice.
Green, proper green as anything. I didn't know anything really. And I couldn't drive it anyway. I bought Starlet. And I sort of started learning how to set it up, but it's crap.
What was it? Is it a clean one when you bought it, or was it a bit battered, or?
No, it was all right. It had like
Is that the blue and white checkered one?
Yeah.
Was that the first one, was it?
No, there was two. The original one was more white, and the second one was more blue. The second one was crap, but the first one was more white. That was a good car.
I remember the white, the very
White?
white. I remember the very white.
But
and
I
blue
couldn't-
checkers.
I couldn't. While I had one of them, I didn't get out the white grade. I was rubbish. Yeah. So and then I thought I could build one of these, no problem. So
My style.
I bought a welder. No, I Novas were like they were giving them away. They were dumping them on the side of the road.
Remember you telling me about you and
Yeah.
Craig?
Yeah,
Grabbing
me and
one.
Craig used to go round to the side of the road and they'd take the plates off and leave it there.
Really?
We used to go and just pick them up, put them on the
It's
trailer,
mad, isn't it?
take them home. We'd have
That's
three
mad.
sitting there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because people just dumping them. Because it cost so much to have them. You had to pay
To get
to
them
get them
scrapped.
scrapped. Like, it sort of goes round in circles, doesn't it? Sometimes they pay you to take your car away. But back then, you had to pay to get it scrapped. So people were just snapping their number plates off and just leaving them there. We'd just go around picking them up.
Good old Novas, boy.
Yeah. So, and
miss
If
then,
only
that
they
car.
could do that now.
I miss that car.
Oh no, man.
yeah, and then I built my first one. And straight away,
Well, you didn't buy your first Nova. You built it.
built it.
How did you know how to build it?
Just looking at them. Just
I know there's the
They didn't have camera
Volcate.
phones back then, did they?
no.
You know
with the
you had to stand there and draw it out. Like an oil painting. What are you doing? Nothing, mate.
Well,
that
you
cab
say
there?
that. I think I was like, oh, there's a bar there, bar there, bar there.
Really?
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Because you're
And
not
I
having
built
camera
it.
phones, you'd have to.
I built it and went out and
Them cameras with a picture
And,
comes out the bottom after.
bought some stuff. Bought a Lindau engine for like $1,000. And
Grand. back
Didn't
then.
even have eBay back then, did you?
no,
No
no.
interwebs.
no internet.
How did you get that? How
What?
did you know?
Oh, Stuart Smythe was sponsored by Lindau.
So you had
Even
old,
back
you
then.
had an old one there. I think so.
What?
Still on the car.
No, old one. I bought brand new one.
What, for $1,000?
Yeah,
Not much. Mad.
yeah. Back then, grand.
Lindau, if you're still selling them for $1,000, let us know.
He's probably charging me extra as well. I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway, but Stuart was sponsored by him, so he's like, yeah, well, this is the geezer's number. Go $1,000 anyway. So, but you could get
Jesus
all the
Christ.
engines and everything, and it was quite easy. They were scrapping them all the
They're
time.
like sort of prime time for the Novas though back then. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
2001, 2003.
There was one
It's like prime time for Novas.
Corsa B out
B.
there.
Was it Graham
106.
Oh
No, 106.
Graham Norton.
No, it's not Graham Norton.
Morton.
Graham Morton.
Norton.
Graham Morton.
No,
All right.
he's a presenter, isn't he, on TV?
Yeah.
Graham Morton. No, this
Any
was
good?
He was all right.
something Ridley had a Corsa B, but the Novas were still faster.
Definitely.
And anyway, they're night and day, but much easier to drive. Straight away, I started off the whites. I won, went back to yellows, won a couple, went to blues, and then struggled.
You can imagine. Well, imagine that difference between a rear-wheel drive Starlet that you
Front
can't
wheel
drive.
drive's so much easier.
Jump in a front-wheel drive. Who set your car up first? You get Smythe to sort you out.
No, I don't think they did at first. No,
No?
no, it's quite hard for them to get any information out of anyone.
Well, of course, it's their years and years worth of experience.
Yeah, I know.
People aren't just going to give it away.
No,
But how did
and
you,
even
how
when
did
you,
get
and
your basic-
even when you're friends with everyone, they don't give you.
Yeah, of course.
They give you
You-
nothing.
You helping me?
Well, it's hard to stop you when you got the black book. in
That's
your hand,
why.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
We're not
why.
hiding nothing from you, boy.
That's why I said to you, when we go into the 1300s, we don't listen to anyone.
I know, yeah.
We're going to start with the same springs all the way round,
Yeah.
and then we're just going to start adjusting.
Which is
and,
what
uh,
I've told people to do when they've asked me.
Yeah, and that's what we
We've had
did.
this- we had this conversation before
Because-
because someone's asked you, haven't they? And we said it's not going to work out in our favour, well, your favour, if you tell him more, because it could go out there and be rubbish.
And you've told him the right ones.
Yeah.
And he thinks you're
But-
not
Yeah,
a
and
nice
he
person.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Can't
It's
think
just,
of a
it,
word.
don't work in
they're
your favour
either
way.
really good and pushing you around the track, or they're terrible.
And then you're like, why did I tell him?
Yeah.
Or they go out there and they're terrible,
Yeah.
and they think you're the worst person in the
Yeah,
planet
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
haven't
because
told them
you
the
haven't
right-
told them the right ones. But
Yeah.
no, my car's different to yours, and I drive different to you. So when
Yeah.
people ask me, I do try help out the best I can, without giving out too much. But every car is different, and every driver's different.
Yeah.
Lucky enough, we're
Because
quite
the amount of
similar,
people
innit?
that got in your cars and can't drive them
I know, yeah.
is insane.
But like,
I get in, even I get in your
I know,
cars,
yeah.
don't I? And they're too loose for me. I need to tighten it up for it to even work for me.
he's like, that's way too loose. I can't drive it. I'm like, no, I think that's right, Dad.
That's mad.
But you drive them the same.
Same,
But,
same,
but I
it's the
can't
same.
drive them like that. But I can
Yeah.
set them up like that so you two can drive them. But then you put somebody else in them like we did the other day, yesterday. And,
Connor, yeah.
And
And he said it's pushing. I'm like, it's loose.
pushing going in, it's loose coming out. He's
No, it's
like
loose,
hitting the
mate.
wall, and,
Yeah.
and you two get back in and you're flying.
I swear, I've seen people going. I said to him, "It's weird following your car when you're not in it." And it's like,
You
because
said
we,
that.
we both chuck it in different, didn't we?
Yeah.
Someone else in it, they go in and it's.
But
it's
you said
weird.
to me it was weird seeing my car not drive how I drive it.
Yeah, weird.
He could notice straight away. He was like, that's definitely not Tebbz in that.
Yeah,
By just the way I throw it in.
yeah.
Definitely.
So anyway, I was best. I was a blue, really.
We got
Stop.
pictures in the loft of you as a red.
Yeah, I have been a red,
You do jump
but
in the reds.
I'd go to the reds, and then I
Struggle.
was terrible, and I get beaten about, and then I end up in the blues, and then I do all right, and then
No.
I go back to the reds.
You go down the blues and Wimbledon would turn up. Because every year in the winter we'd get Wimbledons, obviously.
Yeah.
And that would be really, my memories growing up was Wimbledon. I don't remember
Yeah.
any other track growing up. Bovingdon, sorry.
Oh, Bovingdon, yeah.
Bovingdon was the only other track I remember growing up. So
Yeah.
we'd go Bovingdon in the summer as a family and we'd go
Yeah.
Wimbledon in the winter as a family.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the season you'd be on your own, pretty much. you, Craig and Ian, if they come.
Who's Craig in here?
Ian.
Friends of mine. Remember Ian? It was a big guy at Ipswich that day.
Borough Carpets.
Borough Carpets.
There's still bad. Tell your mum and dad. That's Ian.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's mental.
then
Did
Craig-
he go all the time then?
Yeah.
Did he?
I remember when growing up, I remember
Yeah.
him and Craig round Dad's in the garage.
Has he always been like that?
Yeah. Bonkers.
He's nuts.
Mad.
Absolutely bonkers.
Legend.
Yeah, he's funny. Funniest geezer ever.
Yeah.
A
I
character.
love seeing the Instagram
Yeah.
post of his.
Yeah,
You should put a little thing up of his Instagram.
he's a good
for people to
guy.
have a look at.
You know,
He's a nice
very-
guy.
he's a bit Marmite, but he's
I don't know,
he's a good guy.
I don't
He is,
yeah.
yeah, he's Marmite, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that about me.
Love him.
Yeah,
or
I do
hate
say
him.
that about you, definitely. But yeah, I remember him and Craig, obviously in the garage helping Dad.
I haven't met
Probably
Craig.
not. No, I haven't.
I
We've
haven't
not
seen him for years.
Probably not all the time, but I do remember them being there.
Yeah, Craig
And-
used to come and help me because he wanted to sort of get into it. So he would
Which he
help me.
did. He got his own car in the end. Own stock rod.
Mm.
Did he?
It was green and blue. No, yellow and blue.
Yellow, yeah. Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
So
yeah,
that- people stopped coming with me,
yeah.
and I was going on my own, racing Graham Morton.
Graham Morton.
Yeah,
But,
a lot.
But I was just saying, from you and the red tops there,
Yeah,
you starting off with the Reds, it's imagine the people you've got behind you: Smythe, Andy Sturt, Brian Smith,
oh,
Kim Carter, all in superstars behind you.
Kim Carter, yeah.
Kim Carter, he was always at the front. And you get back to Red and you think, got these 5 stonking drivers, Speedworth drivers,
yeah.
on your breath, on your back from the get go. I mean, and they're not one man bands. Are any of them one man bands?
Kim Carter maybe, but they stuck together, so they was all parked together.
Who?
Smythe, Smith, Carter, they was all parked
they was part of
together.
Smythe's
Yeah,
lot?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What's
So
that about back then?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. He was the other one. So you always
Did you
had
say
he
that?
had
I missed that.
Who?
No, I said Sturty was in there. Yeah,
Oh, right.
but I'm saying
yeah.
Dad's saying Carter and I said he said going from the red tops,
Mm.
but then your superstars are Kim Carter, Stuart
Yeah.
Smythe, Brian Smith, Andy Sturt,
Steve Weeks,
Steve Weeks,
Andy
yeah,
Sturt,
remember
yeah,
that? Silver car.
yeah.
Yeah, One
Gold car.
Was it
Yeah,
gold?
true.
Do you remember watching him?
I do. That's what I was saying. That remember Wimbledon's and Bovingdon's. Wimbledon's, I'd always be on someone's shoulders on the terrace, always begging someone to put me on their shoulders, just so I could see Dad going round. But he'd always go down to a blue for the Wimbledon. So throughout the year, he would do worse and worse, probably.
Yeah,
Off
I
red,
was
no,
rubbish
off of
at
red.
Ipswich. Trouble
Why are you
is-
laughing? off of
I
red.
wasn't too bad at Wimbledon, but then I'd go to Ipswich and I was terrible.
But then I remember
Or Yarmouth for
the Wimbledons,
man.
he would always end up being a blue, and he would end up doing really well. Or he might even pop into the yellows, and then he'd go win 2 or 3 races that night. So I'd always see him winning at Wimbledon, but the rest of the year, I think he'd done absolutely terrible to get back down. He'd always jump up to a red at Wimbledon after a few Wimbledons, and then the rest of the year, I think he'd slowly go back down.
I went to Fleet Motor Club for a little bit, like 1 year, just to have a break, and I was still a white top, I think. And
What's
I
the
just
difference now? I wanted to ask you that.
what's that?
From Fleet Motor Club to what it is now.
They was the same.
Are they exactly the same?
What?
Fleet Motor Club is where we went today, isn't it? But like,
Yeah. So it was owned by the Roberts family, and they was a private club.
It's
thing,
not-
Fleet Motor
I don't
Club.
think it was part of the ORC.
It wasn't ORC.
Oh,
It wasn't anything. It was part of the other ones, because they had Pod A's, Pod B's, and Mod C's, and the stock rods could go in the Mod C's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because they had the same thing at Mildenhall.
yeah,
They had them Mod C's at Mildenhall.
yeah.
Stock rods.
What are they called? I can't remember. The other sort of it's like ORC, but it's a different one. I don't know.
Like PRI.
It was, yeah, PRI. That's
Oh,
it.
All right.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And so it was their formulas that they were using, but we was allowed to take a stock rod there and go off the back, absolutely blitz them.
yeah.
And I was like a white roof. I just got my Nova, and
I'm the
fa-
nuts.
£1,000 worth of engine in it.
Hear you.
And I went there, blitzing it, brilliant. And I was
You
like,
learnt your racecraft really there.
yeah, there really.
To get you
And then
prepared
when
for
I sort of
Speedworth.
went back to Wimbledon, like I'd had a bit of time away from Speedworth, but I had a Speedworth license. You weren't meant to race anywhere else. But the Eatons, they didn't really care much. Dean took over Speedworth, and then I got like a nudge. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And I was
You
like,
race
oh,
for
okay.
Speedworth, you race for
So I
Speedworth.
raced for
Support your tracks.
Yeah, so I went to Speedworth. I stayed
What,
at
was it all the
Speedworth.
same time as other Speedway tracks then?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
You said
I just
sport-
didn't turn up for Speedworth for
Yeah.
Oh,
little while.
right,
So
okay.
there- there would have been the same
6
meetings
months.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For-
but
For
so
like
me-
6 months, I just started going to that
Oh,
because
right,
I was
okay,
having
yeah,
a
yeah.
much.
Because he could
I
win.
was having much more fun. Yeah,
This
and
is
it was
nuts.
instead of getting battered all the time, and like you say,
You're
like
not learning your
six,
racecraft.
6 or 8 reds just pushing me out to the side, and they're going flying through, and
You
you're
don't
like,
realise how rough they are, do you? When I had a go in it,
they are
they-
nudgy.
from going 1300 into them, I was like, oh, just go do a bit non-contact.
It's not, is
it is rough.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's far from non-contact.
Gunner on it.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
not
this
fun
is
for
how
that.
it is.
yeah.
It's not non-contact. I
That
mean,
is-
it
So-
is,
that is
but it's
rough.
not.
Yeah, it's meant to be. But yeah, so I enjoyed that really. But and then I went back to Speedworth and concentrated a bit on that. And then I was just like, do you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not great at it. I thought I'd be better. Thought I'd be world champion by now, but British champion.
Well, we do 7 years.
7 years
7
probably.
years.
And then I thought he was like 12. And then a friend of mine, his son was now too old for minis, and I was like, do you know what? I'll sell mine and I'll just get my mini. So I took him round to have a look, and he's like, I
remember that day.
I don't really know. He was like,
It was in a council garage, wasn't it?
he's so quiet. He like barely would say anything anyway.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but
I remember
the
sitting in
backed
it.
onto his house.
Yeah, I remember sitting in it.
I was like, what do you reckon? Try this. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Didn't really say much. He sat in it. I was like, I think we'll buy it and then I'll take you. We
Yeah.
go non-contact, so don't worry. Don't panic.
Yeah.
I think he was mummying me too much, as
Maybe.
opposed to pushing me and just going, get in that, see what you think, blah, 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 which is how I think I would do it now as a parent.
Maybe.
But he was a bit more holding back. He didn't want me to start at 11 because I was too small. But then
He was tiny.
soon after, we see Cameron McGowan. I
Yeah.
hope I've said that
He
name
was
right.
smaller.
He was even tinier than me when I was
Really?
11.
Yeah.
And he was like
doing all right.
13, 14 at the time. And he was smaller than me when I was 11. And if you look at Murray Hall,
Yeah, he's tiny.
he's tiny. So he was a bit scared to put me in it at 11. So obviously it was I was 13.
Yeah, the time we practiced, you was 12, I think. You
Yeah,
went
I
out
was
with
12.
Brad, didn't you?
Yeah.
Brad Turner.
I was 12
at practice.
up until November 28. 20 up until November. I kept going. We went a few practices,
Yeah.
and then I started at March when I was 13. So
Yeah,
my birthday was in November. Went practicing, and then the season
Well,
started in March 20 when I was 13.
It's probably partly to do with I couldn't afford to keep fixing the car either. You know what I mean?
What started?
No,
Minis,
So put you out in non-contact.
less
It's
damage.
the same track, less damage.
Club level rather than national
club level. So you
It's
can
not
at least
national level,
go and enjoy yourself, and then we could have a day out. And
which it was a family day.
it
out
was,
then.
yeah, and it worked here. But that's what it was for a good
Yeah.
for a year or two, maybe.
It was
13
2
and 14
years.
2 years.
13 and
yeah.
14. So then my early memory is obviously going to sit in that car. It was bright green. They were Irish boys that we bought it off.
Yeah.
Bright green.
Meanhams.
Yeah, and got it back. And then I remember learning to drive at Arena Essex. I remember that.
In the car park.
Irish boys.
Still
Still
got-
already over here then.
Yeah.
The car was already over here.
Yeah, no, they're Irish boys living in England.
Oh right.
They're not Irish. Yeah, I remember driving around the car park at Arena Essex. You teach me how to drive. And then another vague memory. I remember going out on out on my own up at Arena Essex on one of the practice. We went to a good few practice days, didn't we?
Yeah.
He got me up to speed. When I used to go out there, and I'd go out there on my own on a Saturday because I used to do practice on Saturday and race on a Sunday. I'd go out there on Saturday, go up to the start line, and I used to be like, go off, time my start because it was clutch start in the minis. Then.
Taught him how to, you know.
Yeah, he taught me how to
start
do the start,
Or
obviously from the
get-
stock rods as well.
So he could get going.
Yeah.
And I'd go out there every practice session. I'd go out there, go to the start line, and just do it. And then I'd go off and do my 10 laps or whatever. Come back in.
Like outside, inside, outside.
Was he down
inside.
there on the start?
No. That was brilliant days practicing down the arena back
Yeah,
then.
it was good.
Brilliant. It was cheap. Was it 20 quid?
Yeah, maybe.
I remember £20.
20 quid.
You go there and you get the whole day there.
Mm.
Whoever turns
Yeah.
up, turns up, and you just go in and out as you please.
£20. It was.
It
We
was
paid
£20.
£20 at that thing. Yeah.
Those
Sharon
were the
Ashworth.
days.
Sharon. Yeah. Sharon.
Oh,
used
yeah,
to come-
Sharon.
Is it Sharon?
Sharon.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the Sharon.
flag.
Yeah, it is,
That's
yeah.
the Sharon.
She used to come round. I think she didn't even get out of her car, did she?
No,
She
she
just
come around in the car and her daughter or someone, not her daughter then, it was someone
Some
helping her, would just
Mum,
get out.
maybe. I don't know.
Just give us, you'd pay the £20 and
Yeah.
they'd go back up to the
That's
office.
it, yeah. Just offload your car.
Yeah.
They'd be around, get the £20.
At some point throughout the day, they'll come and get
That
How
was
to
you.
hit it? Or
it was
any-
good.
Oh, well, obviously not in them, but
You would. But
you'll have
if
to do what you want now.
Yeah. It's the same as like if you wanted to go
Swap
out there and if you wanted to go out there and give each other a little tap to get used to it, then you could definitely. There was no one there. It was
No.
just you controlling the pit gate, and if there was someone waiting there and you've been out there 10, 15 laps, you just pull in and. But yeah, that's the first I remember doing the clutch starts practicing, and then started the minis in 2009. 2009, I was 13, and absolutely poo myself.
Yes.
I've never been so scared in my life.
I think I was more scared.
It
And
is
mum. I
nerve-wracking,
think
isn't
mum
it?
was more scared.
Yeah.
But
even,
I was
even like as an adult going in for stock cars for the first time, it is nerve wracking.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine it as a kid.
Oh mate, I remember one time I had an energy drink. I was big into my energy drinks back then. And
Back then.
I was very nervous. I was very nervous going for the first few meetings anyway, like so nervous. Like shake, like have a little bit of shakes and stuff like that. It's very scary as a kid. Like if you start at 6 years old, I don't think it'd be as scary. Because you don't give. If I was 13 going into it and I go out there
Yeah.
and there's 30 or 40 mini stocks then.
It was big.
30 or
wasn't it?
40 mini stocks. And I'm going out there at the front of them.
Sigmatric.
Yeah, very top drivers. I'll get to them. But yeah, I was going out like that. And I remember one day, I think it was like my third or fourth meeting, I thought, I'll have a relentless energy drink. That sent me. I was like, Mum, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I don't know if I could do it. The sugar just killed me. The nerves plus the energy drink. And I was like, never doing one of them again while I'm racing. But yeah, we
Your
got
mum used to go a
everyone
lot more
did.
when she's.
All the
She
time.
don't really come now, does she?
No, Mum don't really come no more. But everyone come. My sister, her ex-boyfriend, both my sisters.
Yeah, both.
Before the other one had kids.
There's a video now on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a few.
Is that the? That's
We had a whole.
isn't it?
There was good summers as well. Those couple of
we-
years.
The
So we used to spend the whole summer going and watching him race.
So every other weekend, it was every 2 or 3 weeks throughout the year.
yeah.
Mainly every other week, you'd be on alternating with other formulas at Arena.
Yeah.
And the first year we got up to Blue Roof. Fair play, we got up to Blue Roof, so the driving come on a bit. Fighting with some of the top boys there, and it only ever rained one meeting throughout the whole year, and it was the Essex Championship, the last meeting of the year. So it was summer the whole first year we done, and then it rained on the last one, and we did not know what to do in the wet. I didn't know how to drive it. I was going from blue to near the front, like top threes and that. I was getting quite a lot of top threes. To then in the rain, I think I got overlapped twice maybe.
Really?
Like, yeah, I was first time in the rain for me. It was a massive experience.
We didn't know what
to do with the tyres. You can't really change the setup on them too much. I mean, people might say they can, but we didn't really know how to because it's just the bushes in the back. I don't know. I haven't looked at one in ages, but yeah. So our first year, we ended up doing really well. Got up to blue, and then Dad built me a car for my second year.
So is that the first time you built a car?
First time I built any sort of stock car.
Stock car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built mini stock.
Definitely was the.
And it was a bit light, weren't it? We didn't have scales.
No, we didn't have scales. Was it light?
It was a little bit light. They
Oh,
told me to. Remember they weighed them.
Yeah,
once,
it was a
like at the
random.
beginning of the season. They just weighed them, and ours was like about 8 kilos light. It was
Only
like-
eight.
yeah, no, it wouldn't. Like I just put.
He's never built one.
I put a heavier battery in it, and it was fine.
We put a double one in.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the second year we made all the way up from blue straight to red. Within the first few meetings in that new car, wasn't it?
Yeah, the new car was good.
It was flying. We had bad handling problems, but I mean, I'm not going to get into that too much. But
Yeah.
How that was still keeping that speed up right now.
I know.
Anyway, so we made it up to
A
red.
new car compared to an old car was just.
I mean, how old was that car? The old one? Probably young
God knows.
old.
No, they're still going, really, isn't it?
Oh,
There can't be many left.
There's not. But we made it up to red. And then we had a good fight for the points, which we didn't end up winning. I think we finished third in the end. Third or fourth. And then we had a good fight for the Essex Champion, which is the main championship down there. That's their only championship, the points in the Essex. And the Essex is done over 3 heats. Whoever gets the most amount of points throughout the 3 heats. And you start in the front grid, middle grid, and back grid.
Right.
So they're your 3 grid positions. You'll be in the
What,
front.
are they split?
Yeah, no, they're not split. You're all in thing, but somehow, for however it worked, you ended up getting the front position, the middle position, and the back position. So over them 3 heats was the most points throughout the meeting.
Carton.
Most points throughout the meeting won. And we ended up winning it.
Yeah, boy.
Second year.
Hmm.
And ended up getting it taken off of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an engine built for us from a friend of ours. And Dad probably know more than this about.
Yeah, it's just
this.
it was a bit. One end of the head was skimmed a bit.
One end of the head was
Bit
skimmed more than the other. And this head...
And that's what they measured. They sent the heads off. They never normally do that, but anyway, they took the heads off each car, sent them off, and then I rung up and he went, "Oh yeah, your one was failed. Yeah, it skimmed at one end too much.
Too much one end." So we obviously we rung the engine builder up.
Well, I never even went down. They said, "Oh, the heads are down at Lomans." So I rung the engine builder and said, "Oh, the heads are down at Lomans, and now one's failed." And he said, "Oh, I'll go down and see what they're saying." And they took it off us anyway, didn't they?
Yeah.
But,
what did
well,
What did they say?
you get a year ban for cheating, but we got 6 months because
The
the engine builder went
admitted
down
to
there and
it.
said, "I built it."
Yeah.
They didn't. They bought it off me,
So
and
finally
because
got-
of that, we got 6 months. But there was 6 months in between the end of that season and the start of the next season, anyway.
not 6 months, but so that was the end of that season would have been
It's
October.
like October,
Yeah, it would have
and
been
then
October.
it starts again in March.
Yeah, but obviously we then after that happened, and we was like, you know what, like we've not done what we needed to do at Arena, but we was always eyeing up we'd done a couple of visiting meetings at Speedworth and Mildenhall, which were both contact, and we said after that, we was like, you know what, it's fine, it is what it is. Like as a kid, you're heartbroken and winning your first championship and it get taken off. So we both decided we was like, we'll just go Speedworth then for the last
I bet they're flat out in minis around Mildenhall, aren't they?
Mildenhall.
Chuck it
I
in
think
there,
they
it's got
just kept.
speed
I
off.
think they just kept it pinned.
No, you just let off just to get
You let off?
to get the car to rotate.
Right.
You let off, and then it rotate, and then you're straight back on and turning. I don't know. Maybe some of the other more experienced drivers were keeping it pinned the whole time. But yeah, we done a visiting meeting just before in our first year and our second year. We done 2 visiting meetings to Speedworth and Mildenhall, and then obviously that we got banned. So we was like, you know what, we'll just go Speedworth now. 6 months is up. Renovated the car, added extra weight in it, extra bars, re-sign it, and obviously changed my number then to the 137 instead of the 537 we had at Arena.
Yeah.
And that's where 137 come from. Went there, so my band was October. My band was up in, is that March then?
Yeah.
So then we had that amount of time from March to then the November again, which is when I was going to retire from the minis. And that's how long we had left at Speedworth, and we'd done every single meeting we could.
Didn't we?
Went
Every
Taunton,
single one.
Birmingham, Hennersford,
What
Northampton.
was that like, Birmingham?
Brilliant.
Yeah, really good.
Gutted I haven't got to race in a 1300.
They've done it before, haven't they?
Yeah,
I remember
twice.
a few people said
I
it's
don't,
good.
it's not going
It's
now,
not going
is it?
anymore,
It's
no.
gone now.
Yeah.
I don't think they've done anything on it, but it's
Another one
gone.
bites the dust.
But yeah, so we'd done as many meetings as we can. Fair play to Hymec. Big up.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a company
Hymec,
that I used to work at.
I worked at Hymec, yeah. And so I was like, I had a van.
A
And,
work van.
Hmm?
A work van.
Work van, yeah. And they loved me there. So I was like, oh, can I put tow bar on the
On a
van?
work van.
Do you mind? And I went, no, that's fine. Oh my God. Every weekend we was off, weren't we?
Yeah.
Hooked the trailer
Brilliant.
up to the work van.
Brilliant. It's like
I'd
you.
fill it up with their card. They never ever said anything. And we'd drive up to Birmingham, tow
Fancy not Gillies.
we even done. I'm sure we've done 2 meetings in a weekend and
Yeah, a
stuff.
couple of times.
Yeah,
Couple
and
of
then-
times.
and then Monday I'm filling it up again. So I come back, never said a word. And
So-
we've done that for ages.
Well, we've done it from
I've
March.
got a bill for Ireland.
No, we didn't go as far as that. Well, we went from March to November, and we was racing most weekends, and it's brilliant.
Did we
Oh,
do
yeah.
Hennersford?
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
We've done this because it was back then. You had Speedworth minis, Inca Race minis, Scottish minis, and Taunton and Cornwall minis. They were like the 4 or 5 different
That's
promotions.
another track I'd love to race at.
Which one?
Taunton.
Yeah,
Taunton we
it's a good
did.
track.
Taunton.
Yeah.
We done that in a minute.
Taunton.
Taunton.
Brilliant track.
That
Proper
was
stock
all
car
right.
track.
Yeah, it was good.
I'd love to go around there.
One day, boy.
That was all
But
right, wasn't
yeah,
it?
no, we had
We
really
enjoyed
good
that,
time in
didn't we?
minis.
Mm.
Well,
So-
I loved it.
That's what I was saying earlier. I've always wanted to do that.
See, and
Charlie
the
got
whole,
one,
the
I
whole
wanted one.
time he didn't realise, but I was keeping him off the streets and away from all
Yeah.
the, you know.
Well, in your early teens, 13, 14, 15, where you're most likely going to get into trouble,
Mm.
he was keeping me. I mean, I wasn't doing the most in the garage, definitely not.
I was
what-
well
what
into
sort
it.
of age
I was
was
well
I?
into it though. I was like
He was
looking
out
at
there a lot.
every aspect of the car and how we can make
Well,
it better. And
You know loads now, don't you? It's good. I don't. I can't soak it
It-
up like you do.
it's easier me having him
Mm.
to do the driving, and I look, and we change things, and
Yeah.
I can see what I think we need to change, and
Yeah.
he goes out and does it. No, worse
Mm.
or better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. I'm like, oh yes,
Yeah.
it's the little victories.
Yeah.
You know,
You ain't even
the
got
little
to race.
victories in the
That's-
garage.
That's a buzz for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, if we do this, tweak that, and we
Mm.
try that, and you go out, it's like, oh yeah, it's brilliant. It's
Mm.
much better. I'm like, oh, buzzing. So, but you know, because he can drive it, and
Yeah.
better,
But
than,
that's-
better than me now.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna say
jeez.
we'd be if you was driving it.
So the
Yeah.
same. but that's,
Well,
that's,
that's the
that's
problem
years.
I had with the stock rods though, is listening to too many people telling me what to do,
Yeah.
not doing it from, and I couldn't sort of do it and see what I've done, and I could feel it was wrong, and I learnt a few things. I changed something off my own back, not what somebody told me,
Yeah.
and it worked.
Need
I'm
someone
like,
observing
yeah,
it. Then
brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant. That's excellent, you know, and so yeah, so but when I started with him, I forget everything. I just sort of forget what people told me,
Mm.
and we just go with the facts. We write it all down in a book, and
E-book.
whatever works, it'll be in the book. Whatever don't work, we forget. Whatever works goes in the book, and we
Be
go
worth
from
a lot
there.
of money that day.
For that book, yeah.
One
That
day,
book
go in
one
a
day, innit?
museum, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Maybe if we get a
that's
couple of
how
world titles
that's
under
how
our
the
belt.
book started, and so, you know, you,
That's a lot of meetings when you fill that out, though, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, that's from the
it's
mini
the same
days.
bloody
I know.
book.
That's from the mini days, that
Mental.
book. But
Get
Yeah,
your
we
missing
went-
I
suit.
couldn't do it for myself, but I could do it for him.
well, it's a team effort, isn't it? The Formula One car hasn't got one person driving it.
Mm.
He's got an engineer. The main man next to him is his engineer,
Yeah.
and they work together to get it done.
And
It's the exact same
And
with
when
us.
it's going wrong, the driver's like asking the
same.
engineer, "What's wrong with my car?" Because he don't know, does he?
No.
The driver don't know.
But
The
yeah.
engineer's going, oh, damn, I've done that wrong. I went the wrong way with that.
Yeah. No, I think you should drive him, mate.
Yeah, just drive
Grow
the thing,
some,
will ya?
will you? And drive it.
Just drive it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went from the minis at Speedworth then, and I was always eyeing up the 1300s because we raced with them a few times, and I never got to watch them until I bought the DVD back, and then I watched the 1300s on the DVD.
They're so appealing, aren't they?
Yeah, I remember watching them at Ipswich. We was at Ipswich. I still got the meeting now, and the 1300s were on, and there was about 30 or 40 cars around there, and I was watching them. I was like, I want to do them.
I've never seen that video. You never showed me that.
Have I not? Sid Madrick and Brandon Osborne going toe to toe for the win in the final, and Tristan Claydon actually nips it, I think, with an in-race driver. I remember that meeting very well. But the 1300s are there, and that was when Clark Wells first bought the Civic out. It was a long time ago. But
What one was that?
the green one. It was at the NEC show. Remember his green one,
yeah.
diamond green one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was that
Diamond
car that
all
come out.
over, wasn't it?
Yeah, that car come out and he raced it first time against all them lot in the Starlets and the Novas.
He was quick, wasn't he? I think I remember you saying.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let him win. He weren't racing for points or nothing. It was just a sort of trying to introduce the Civics.
Yeah, it was a demo car.
Demo
like,
car
they-
trying to introduce the Civics because they had them running at Arena when
Right.
Arena run them, but they never. Obviously, Speedworth he bought into them and was trying to introduce it. So they said you can demo it, and I believe Clark probably
Was
might
that just
prove
when
me wrong.
Starlets were out then?
No, he had Novas out as well.
Right.
This was like 2015. No, 2015. 2010. So there was still loads of Starlets, a lot of them Starlets. I'll show you
Does
that
that still
DVD
happen
one
now
day.
then? If a new car comes
Yeah.
out?
Yeah,
Like
even they're
your Adam, your white,
Yeah.
the Wadham was the first Adam out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So do you
yeah.
reckon?
So that's an evolution
So
stock
they
car.
would
So
keep
do you
an eye on
reckon
that.
Mungo
Re-
said,
re-
I'm gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
And like some stuff on it doesn't work. They come with 15-inch wheels, and so you have to adapt them a little bit. So
Oh, yeah, of course,
that's what. Then they brought out the Evolution. That's how the Evolution stock cars came out. But
Right.
we still call them 1300s. But
Yeah.
They're not in 1300 stock cars anymore.
they would they changed it so you had Evolution stock car rules. So we had 1400
Oh, really?
engines with restrictor plates.
Oh, yeah.
we had ignition systems added. It was all getting away from what the original rules were. So you
Standard
got the
8 valve
original 1300
1300s.
rules, and then the Evolution one. So we all race Evolution stock cars. We don't
Like the
really
1400
race.
16 valves.
We don't really race 1300s. That we all call them 1300s, but that's just historic. It's a nickname now, really.
Yeah.
That's what everyone knows.
But really, they have called it. If you look in the rules, it says Evolution.
It sounds better for 900 stock.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But it's nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. So they're 13. They're not 1300s. They're Evolutions. So if there's a tweak here and there, you're not using the original master cylinder, brake discs, or it's because you're making them work, and you can't fit the new stuff onto an old 1300 car. So it's an evolution, but that's getting off
Fair
topic now.
Right. Going back to my racing, obviously we went into street stocks then.
Oh yeah, we've done
Street stocks for a year at Arena S6 as well. That was at the Rolling Thunder show on Saturday. Said to you, didn't I? Me and Dad just went and won.
And they're long as well, aren't they? Them Rolling Thunder, is that right?
Yes.
It's a very long day.
You were there from 12 o'clock during the day till 10 o'clock at
10
night.
o'clock at night. Yeah,
There's like
They probably
10
had-
formulas.
yeah, 10 formulas on at any one day. 3
Long
races
day.
each. Oh yeah, man. Oh.
Yeah. No, they were long days, and we had 3 races in 10 hours.
They ticked a lot of boxes.
They're
They're
faster than 1300 stock cars.
It was good for a lot
What,
of
for
people.
street talks?
They're faster.
Yeah.
What, because
They're
they're lighter or?
half the weight, and they had
What engines are they?
About
1300 8 valves.
Are they?
we have
1400
1400s.
1400 8 valves.
1400
8
8 valves.
No restrictor plate, and they're a lot lighter. They're rapid.
Do you think the 1300s...
No lock diff.
No lock.
Do you think the 1300s now are too fast? Someone said it to me earlier.
No.
They think they're too fast
Yeah, I
at the
heard
minute.
that, but
Darren Terry. Sorry about the brand.
You think no? They're not too fast. They're perfect speed. I think
perfect.
they're perfect speed.
They're fast to crash.
Just my one's
now.
slow.
Saloons are how much faster
I mean,
are saloons?
There was
And they're a lot more metal and they bend less.
Yeah.
I think 1300 is perfect speed.
Mm.
No, I think restrictors are right.
That's fine. Leave them.
Just
as they are.
Civics.
Leave it. No, even
Yeah,
Civics.
Jack. Get our restrictor plate back in them. Actually, don't. We got Spitfire. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
I think they're fine.
I think they're fine. I mean, obviously, today was like today was like a freak accident that happens once in a blue moon. But
Yeah, but
for the rest of the last 5 years, when was the last person that's?
but
ever
to be
got
fair,
hurt?
it pulled a weird move.
Yeah. But
you know,
it was
like normal racing. That stuff's not happening.
no.
Them big accidents are not happening. The way 1300 stock cars are at the moment
Brilliant.
is spot on.
It's brilliant.
You know, the camaraderie, the
racing.
social,
The
racing, the racing at the moment. Everybody's like putting each other on, pushing each other on, big hits,
Nothing
pushing
silly.
each other on, but not like demolishing each other. So at least you can get past them. If you can get a car's length away,
Yeah.
then you've done the move, haven't you? But if you don't, they hit you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's but you're all finishing the races.
How long is that going to
You
last?
know these. Well,
I don't know, but I think it's a very good error at the minute for 1300s.
yeah, I think
I mean,
it's good,
there's
and it's
never-
growing.
There's
It
never
is
a bad
growing.
word that's been said about it. Everyone always says they always steal the show, don't they? So
Yep.
Yeah, it's
It's-
growing at
good.
the moment. They're
They're
very
brilliant.
popular.
I love them at the minute. I mean, I've loved them for a long time. Obviously, otherwise we still wouldn't be in them. But
Yeah.
definitely the social at the minute is brilliant. There's loads of people coming into it. Maybe definitely some of it is to do with YouTube, because I've had a lot of people tell me that I've made them spend money on a 1300. That's not my fault, mate. But yeah,
put people into debt.
yeah.
It's
But
all
no,
your
there's a
fault.
lot more drivers coming into it. There's a lot more talk about the formula. Everyone inside the formula is buzzing about it. I mean, I don't really hear too many people say too many bad words about it, apart from Jack today.
Yeah, he's moaning a little bit.
He's moaning a little
wasn't he?
bit, bottom
Yeah.
lip's going. But
It's probably
I
my
think-
one you see earlier.
I
Bottom lip.
I think it's 1300 is brilliant at the minute.
Yeah,
I think the speed's perfect in them.
Yeah.
The tyres, leave the tyres as they are now.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what tyre we're on. Leave it.
they're fast enough to enjoy, though.
Yeah.
There's no point going out in a car that's like, you know.
Well, you wouldn't want them any slower, because everyone will
No.
moan they're too slow.
Yeah.
100%. If you had what, an 18mm, 70mm strict plane,
Mm.
and you're really like bogging going around, you'd be like, this is crap.
No,
They just rev enough, and they have just enough speed to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because if you go out on your own, if you go out and there's not enough cars around you and you're going around your own for 15 laps, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Then it's not like Tula Hot Rod or a Superstock where you can, wrestle it around the track. They're easy to drive,
Yeah.
most of the time. So when you're on your own, if it was any slower, that's boring.
It'd be rubbish, yeah.
Very boring. They're fast enough.
But if you do what you're meant to do, stay on the track,
Yeah.
race how you're meant to race, those
Yeah.
big accidents,
Freak accidents.
wouldn't really happen too much.
Yeah.
But
But I think I'd say they bought the new rule in when Charlie went over on his roof,
yes.
and Darren Terry branded him,
Yeah.
and obviously the roll cage split.
Well, I don't
Um,
remember the brand there.
Yeah, sorry about the brand. The roll cage caved in, didn't it?
Yeah.
So now they've made us add the extra bit.
Yeah,
I think
which
as
is
time
good,
goes
good.
on, I think maybe a lot of people have said to me as well about the cage in
what
front
they
of the
could
driver.
what they could do instead of slow the engines down is make the cars a little heavier with
More
extra
protection.
safety,
Yeah.
more protection.
That will slow them down naturally.
Yeah.
anyway.
That's
Even a
got to be the next
triple
one,
bar
isn't
on the door,
it? Yeah.
things like that. To
You on about the mesh on the drivers?
Drive it in front of the driver.
I reckon that's the next thing.
yeah.
I think
Someone's
so.
going to get
Well,
hurt,
one of
in it,
our-
and
one
then
of our-
it's going to.
One of our GoPros got smashed. The front smashed off it today.
Yeah.
Did it today?
Yeah, of the metal
We have a case.
casing. The front was wiped right. We're going to have a look at the footage and see when it happened. But
What
the
happened,
front went. I don't know. Something's hit it.
Yeah.
So things do
Just
come
the
in.
casing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an extra casing on the outside of the GoPro,
Right.
and that's smashed off now,
Jesus.
which is lucky because them GoPros aren't cheap.
It's like aluminium, metal.
Yeah.
And
So
the chunk of it's gone.
the next safety
Bloody hell.
feature is definitely something to do with that mesh in front of the driver's face, because a lot of us wear open face helmets.
It's a bit bad, really, where it takes something bad to happen.
It does sometimes.
But
I know.
It needs
Yeah.
to happen, doesn't it? I don't know.
They need to.
I think maybe we should push for next year's rules to have the meshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's
Some
hard-
cars do already do it. Saloons have to run them. 2-litre saloons. That's already in.
Well, if it's good enough for them.
Exactly.
There's no one looking after the. Steve
No,
O'Dell won it before.
That's another thing as well. Who is our reps for the 1300 stock cars?
Is
I know
there one?
I know Clark
Is it
Wells does
Ketchy?
a bit and gets involved. Ketchy's a
No.
scrutineer.
Just a scrutiny.
Ketchy's technical.
And if you
He's
do need to know
scrutineering.
something, you can ask him. But it's nice to have a rep as a driver. Maybe not even a driver. Like someone like Clark Wells is perfect, isn't it?
Might be worth it, like
Yeah.
maybe in the comments or something.
One
People.
But we need more than one.
One of the long-term dads.
Yeah, we need more than one. You need a track star rep. You need I know you obviously got the promotions, but sometimes
That's better you, Fred, isn't it?
you need somebody that's amongst the drivers that can talk and go to the promoters.
Yeah.
So you have one from Speedworth.
Mm.
Wait, who's that? Does he want a mic?
Fly.
Does he want a mic?
Wants a drink, doesn't he?
So you want one from Speedworth, one from Scotland, one from Trackstar, one from Ireland,
Yeah.
and it needs to be a rep.
Do you know what they used to? They used to have like a quarterly
Meeting.
reps meeting or something. I remember Smythe and
You didn't catch that.
Mr. Miyagi did.
You're a lightning
Brian
reaction, boy.
Smith and all that used to do it for the stock rods.
Did they?
They used to be the rep. And they'd go to meetings with safety, talk about safety and driver welfare and all the issues.
It needs something like that again, I think.
Yes,
Was it-
Steve O'Dell used to be ours, but because he had sort of Dean's ear, as it were. But once Adam went, he sort of stepped away, didn't he?
We lost that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because you could talk to him about any problem,
Well,
and then he would be able then to go speak to Dean.
And then instead of hassling Dean with it, he could.
He either give you a solution there, or he'd be like, "Actually, hang on, that's a good idea.
I'll speak to him.
I'll have a word when it's the right time to do it." Otherwise, we're just
Yeah.
ringing Dean over nothing. But yeah,
There has been issues with the way things are done, and we haven't got a voice.
no, we haven't got someone to go to other
No.
than ringing a
And you
promoter
just
and
get
moaning.
shouted down, don't you?
Sometimes. But yeah.
Sometimes, but they will listen if you put it. But they're busy, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got other stuff to do.
Yeah,
Needs
but
to
so it
pop
could do. Each formula could do with reps,
Yeah.
definitely.
And if there is reps, then they're not known.
And I think the reps need to communicate with each other,
and
and
drivers.
yeah,
Maybe at a
And-
driver's briefing, a rep will go, right, has anyone, I know the driver briefing's done, but has anyone, keep 1300s there, has anyone got any questions? Has anyone
Yeah.
got anything they need to bring up? Because then I can then bring it up
Maybe-
with a promoter.
we'll have an anonymous form if you've got anything you want to
Yeah.
say. Anything.
Anything.
Anything
But
like
yeah, but moving the formula forward to keep it where it is at the minute because it's very good. Hopefully Speedworth numbers pop up a little bit, which I'm hoping they will over the next few months. But Trackstar numbers are popping off. Log Ellie numbers are really good. And Ireland numbers are really good at the minute for Ireland. Compared to when we last went there, their numbers are brilliant. So hopefully now Speedworth, we're doing what we can with the channel as well
Yeah.
to help that pop off.
Pop
so
off.
pop off,
Yeah.
build up,
Ireland come on a long way, haven't they?
definitely, yeah,
The Irish come on.
definitely.
That racing is night and day better
Then when we
from
last
when
went,
we went
yeah,
last time.
they've picked up the pace.
Looked hard.
They've picked up the stock cars racing. They've picked up the pace. It's good racing over there, and we'll be back.
They've learned how to bury each other.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Stop messing about.
definitely.
Yeah, it's good.
Right, we happy?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
no, Jack's not happy. He's still sulking.
I might be alright, a bit better tomorrow, but
I'll speak to him tomorrow at work and get another opinion off him. Probably.
yeah, hopefully we're
But-
together. You can cheer my day up.
We're gonna. Are we working together tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
I should
Hopefully.
know, shouldn't I? Really?
That's your
Chat,
boss.
what we do? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at the board tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right, and we'll end it there. Thank you
Right.
very much for listening. If anyone's listening,
Brilliant.
if anyone was watching it on YouTube, thank you very much for watching it. Obviously, we're going to do special guests each episode. I don't know how quick or how often we're going to be doing these, but we get them done as and when we can. We've got a few guests in the pipeline already.
Let
So-
us know you want to see.
Yeah. Any comments?
suggestions?
Any comments in the question? Any comments in the questions? Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, up for that if you want.
Any
Nice,
comment?
nicely done.
Leave us any comments anywhere you're listening to it or watching it. Leave us any comments, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
See you in the next one.